Hello and welcome back to the SFW channel. Today we're going to be looking forward to the Chinese Grand Prix weekend where we have sprint qualifying, the sprint race, normal qualifying and the normal race. All of it happening before 10 o'clock in the morning. So first let's take a look at the teams and how I think they're going to do this weekend. Haas's horrid holiday continues. The lack of pace leads to early weigh-ins for the Haas team. I don't think they're going to make Q3 at all during this weekend, and I think we're going to see a lot of blue flags in their future. I think they're going to get lapped a lot. I don't think they're going to do very well. They looked a lot slower than first expected, and I don't see a nice weekend in store for them. No points, no great performances, unfortunately. I don't think they're going to make a Q3 throughout the two qualifying sessions. Maybe Sauber will not finish last. I think both drivers will get to a Q2 in this race weekend. It might be normal qualifying or sprint qualifying. I think they'll both make it to Q2. However, I don't think Sauber will get any points. I think they were very lucky last weekend with Hulkenberg's P7. I think that's going to be as much as I can ask for. I don't think they'll quite make it there this weekend. And I think they'll have a dry weekend, as I think we'll come to experience a lot more through the course of the season. Racing Bulls fall to earth. Sonoda Magic, I don't think can strike twice. I don't think he'll make Q3 this weekend. I think he did an outstanding lap last time out. The race pace looked alright, but I think the teams will make the gains to learn a bit more about the car, and I don't think that Sonoda will be right up there like he was last weekend. I think the P6 form will go to their heads in the race as well. I think they'll drop at least 10 places, and I don't think they'll really be in the shout of being above P12, and I think they'll average out to be around P15, P16 this weekend throughout both sprint race and the normal race. Aston Martin drop back to their testing pace. I think they'll pull one great Q2 lap this weekend, but I think that's going to be everything. I think they sort of outperformed expectations last weekend. I don't think they'll be as good this weekend in sprint race or in the normal race. And I think they're going to be a bit more fortunate, drop back a bit to where we expected them to be as the other teams make slight incremental gains. And I think they won't have any points for the team based out of Silverstone. I mean, they've got Alonso and Stroll. I just don't think they're going to be good enough to cut it this weekend. Alpine are so back. I think they're going to be much improved this weekend, and I expect at least one Q3 performance from Gasly. I think Doohan will be a lot more impressive as he showed. I think he was better than what he originally showed last weekend as well, but I think he can do even better this weekend. I think start putting a bit of pace down there that made him such a coveted driver going into this season. And I think that he's been a bit overlooked. And I think he will do better and do a much improved performance. I don't know if he'll make points, but I expect points from at least Pierre Gasly in the big race this weekend. Super steady Williams. I think both drivers will make a Q3 at least once this weekend. They both could make both Q3s, but I think they'll at least make one Q3 each. Be quite close near the top for who can make it in. I think Lawson will be a bit better up there, and also Antonelli sort of limiting the positions up there. And I think there'll be points on offer for both drivers this weekend, likely in the big race, but I think they'll both be scoring points this weekend for Williams and secure their top spot in the midfield battle in P5. Liam Lawson revival. I'm thinking a double Q3 appearance for both. I think they'll both make both Q3s in both sessions this weekend on Friday and Saturday in the qualifyings, and I think they'll get points in every session between the two of them. Maybe not Lawson on sprint race. That's the one I'm a bit more nervous on. Can he make that top 8? I'm not so sure, but I think he will be tight in that, and I think he will do a much improved performance, settle the nerves a little bit. I think he'll make that big comeback that we're hoping he will do, and the pace that Red Bull expect from him and why they put him in that P2 seat. And I think Verstappen will also add another podium this weekend to his trophy cabinet. Mercedes mid. I think both find Q2 very easy. I think they'll make it through every session. Both of them make it to Q3 in both of the qualifying sessions. However, I think they'll be frustrated in the races, and I don't think they'll be higher than P5 between them this weekend. I don't think they will be fighting for the race wins in either the sprint race or the main race on Sunday. I don't know, I've got that feeling that the car's maybe just not quite good enough. Maybe just not going to be right in the operating window this weekend. And I think they're going to be left on the outside looking in when it comes to the big points on offer. Forza Ferrari. I think Ferrari will make a P3 in a qualifying session this weekend. I think it's more likely to be the sprint qualifying. I think they'll make a P3, and I expect them to get a podium in a race. And I think personally that will be the sprint race. They will get a podium. They will start getting some silverware in that trophy cabinet Ferrari this year and showing that top pace that we all expected them to have after pre-season testing. Easy peasy, Oscar dreaming. I think Norris is going to claim the sprint race. However, I think Oscar will avenge last weekend in Australia, and I think he will claim the top step in the Chinese Grand Prix, getting all 25 points and start looking at closing the gap to Lando Norris. I think the car is still better than anything else anyone can offer. I think the race pace is unbelievably good compared to everyone else. The tyres look to be the big difference according to what I've seen and what people are talking about. So between the sprint race and the main race, I think they'll easily be a cut above the rest. The lap is quite demanding at China as well, coming to the last corner, or the second to last corner, into the last corner, and I think they'll be really good. Make it 1-2. I think they will be the ones to beat yet again. Rookies making a comeback. I think the rookies were having a tough time last time out in their debut weekend, but this weekend I think at least two drivers will beat a teammate in a qualifying session. But more importantly, I don't think any rookies will crash out in the races. I think last weekend we saw tricky conditions, very slippy. I think they were all a bit nervous and tentative. I think this weekend, settle the nerves down a bit. You know, you've done it once before now. Take your time, nice and easy, and I think they will all make it safely through both races this weekend. Qualifying and the practice sessions, not so sure on. However, the races, I think all of the drivers will make it safely through. Now, on to my sprint race predictions. For top three, I've got Lando, Oscar, and then I have Charles Leclerc. The big loser in the sprint race, I think, will be Alonso. I think there'll be a big drop-off in pace from what I had last time out. I know Stroll was the one getting the points there for Aston Martin, but I think Alonso will be a big loser, dropping a bit further back than he wants to at this early stage in the season, and the Aston Martins will be showing that poor pace that we all saw in testing. And the big shocker here, I think the McLaren will win by 20 seconds at least. I won't put 30 seconds. I think they can easily walk away from the field, keep the tyres fresher, walk away, and then fight it out to see who really wants to win the sprint race. And I think it will be Lando Norris. And finally, onto my race predictions for the weekend. For the top three, I've got Piastri, then Norris, and then I have Verstappen. And the loser here I've put as Verstappen because I don't think it'll be anywhere near as close as we had last weekend, and I think it'll be a big demoraliser for him. Seeing how much better the McLarens are, they look to be, people are saying they're close in qualifying pace because of the tyres they can keep towards the end of the lap. I'm not so sure if it's just that, or if they do actually just have the better car and they are just able to coast a bit more, knowing they are so good in that later part of the lap. I'm not so sure. But I think Verstappen will see them walk away from him in the race, be 20 to 30 seconds behind and wonder what is going on. But my really big shocker is I reckon the Haas cars could be lapped by all of the top 10 in the race, cementing themselves at the foot of the standings, which no one really expected after pre-season testing. So that's everything from me. I think it's going to be a great weekend of racing. Excited to see what it is. I'll be bringing you videos all weekend looking at the qualifying after it's happened and the races. So if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and you'll see some more videos from me coming soon. Thanks very much for watching.